All right, so here we are at our free Human Design reading event. So we're going to do as many charts as we can. And I want to start with this foundation of what human design is. So I was talking about what it's merging and why is human design important? This is the other piece to the puzzle that is so important to understand is we use human design as a GPS system. It's a map. It helps you to be guided to the right business choices, to the right people. It helps you to understand your uniqueness, where you're operating correctly as yourself, or where you're operating out of the conditioning, your parents, how you were raised. And discovering this uniqueness assists you in every single aspect of your life. Recently, as we've been studying this for quite a while now, we've been teaching, doing certifications, studying, and we've come to realize that there is more to human design than meets the eye. There is a spiritual component deep, deep within the system, and the spiritual component, which is a mapping of the soul, is found in the Kabbalah. And so in that Kabbalah system, we have a deeper and more profound map to the spiritual wisdom. So we're going to be integrating all of that into our teachings, into the discoveries that we're going to be having. And so this is sort of the launching off point to share with you guys a little bit about what we're bringing forward and how we're going to be doing this. So if you are live, go ahead and let us know because we want to make sure.
This is sort of the launching off point.
Sorry about that. I do not want that to happen. I want to make sure that I can see the chats and I can see who's here. So if you can type in the chats if you're here. So one of the things that we said about this live is you needed to post your chart and you need to show up live. So we got hundreds of charts or hundreds of comments and maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 charts. So we want to make sure that we start with the people who are actually here live. And I know I'm getting messages that people are trying to find the video. So I want to let everyone sort of jump on and make sure we know who is here.
And in the event currently.
Okay. Posted in the group and in the, okay. So if you are here live, can you please comment your name and we will find your chart. I see a few people jumping on. So while we have people jumping on and we figure out who is here, I want to share with you a few things that is really important that's going on in our community. So first thing is, if you're listening in and you know people that want to learn about human design, we're going to ask that if you could share this video or tag people. This is the way that projectors and the way that we spread our work. It allows us to continue to do these free readings for you, is when you guys can help share and spread the word. All right, so we're starting to have people jumping on. So if you do share, we are going to do a raffle at the end of this event. So all you need to do is type share in the comments, and we are going to raffle one ticket to our 30-day challenge, Wisdom Goes Viral. Now, I want to just tell you guys a little bit about this challenge to get you kind of excited. And then we're going to start with the first person who I see is here, Jessie Cheek looks like, or no, I'm sorry. Jansen Hines is the first person we see. So let's see. Davidian, do you have Jansen Hines chart? Jensen?
Yeah.
Hines is the first person we saw. So while we're getting things organized, I want to tell you a little bit about our 30-day challenge. And we're going to raffle this off as our prize for the end of the readings today. So The 30-day challenge, Wisdom Goes Viral, is going to be an epic 30-day journey challenge that's going to merge your human design and this spiritual system to tap into what your unique wisdom is and what your unique medicine is to share with the world. So it's going to be a spiritual journey. It's going to go through your human design chart, and it's going to be 30 days to ignite something so magical that we are going to be sending, expecting synchronicities, miracles, profound shifts, because we're really going to be tapping in to this powerful ancient knowledge that's within the human design system. It's a brand new teaching, and it's a unique way to explore what your wisdom is, what your uniqueness is. So we're going to raffle off one ticket. All you need to do is tag someone in this video or share the video. That's how we grow. And then we're going to choose someone for the raffle. Okay. So Davidian is going to start with Jansen Hines. And then we're going to do as many charts as we can. Awesome. Oh my God. Thank you for sharing. Okay. I'm starting to see the chats. So hi, Lucille. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Helena. Oh, I'm so happy you guys are here. Yay. Lisa, thank you for sharing. Oh my God, that's exciting. Marian is here too. Hi, Marian. Hi, Megan. Thank you for sharing. Lucille, thank you for sharing. Okay, great. Yay. Thank you guys so much. All right. So Davidian, do you have the first chart, and would you like to bring forward some information on the first chart?
Sure. Shall I share my screen real quick and flash it once and then come back? So
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how that works. So I noticed that if we're going to share the link, I'm going to have to share it in the chats here.
so this
So
is
let
the
me
chart
see.
that I'll be looking at. And go
Jansen.
back.
Okay. So
Okay.
let us know in the chats a little bit about your experience with human design. How long have you been studying, and how much do you know? And what we're going to try and do is, when we talk about the charts, we're going to try and point out specific things so that if you have that in your chart, even if we're not looking at your chart, then you'll get the information. So do you need to see the chart again? And let's see, people are texting me, trying to get here. So, all right, Davidian, do you want to start?
Sure. There are a lot of charts. How many people are there?
I don't know how many. We have about 30
Okay.
charts, and so we're just gonna go with who's here live, step by step.
So I'll just throw out some stuff. How much is Jansen aware of his chart?
I don't see the feedback, so why don't you just, you can start and then.
Okay. So Jansen is an emotional manifesting generator, and he's a 4/6, so he's an opportunist role model. He's got a lot of definition in his body, his mind, and is fed largely from his sense of self-worth. The thing that stands out for me in this moment is his need to release preconceived notions of what an experience is going to bring him. I'll say you, because I'm speaking to Jansen. because you have one of the most existential channels in the chart, which is the 4629.
It's a woman, by the way.
Is it? Okay. Did I say any language that was that I
Yeah, it's okay. She said she's learned a little bit from Vicky
okay.
in my mystical life, and she said she knows a little bit.
Okay.
So did you guys all see her chart?
It's difficult to share. Just let me know when you want me to share the screen and then I can um
Okay,
unfortunately the way this is we lose one of us
we
when we share
do.
a
I know
screen
we
share.
lose the video when we share the screen. So this is the first time we've ever done this. So thank you for being patient with us. We're going to figure out how to get better at it. So maybe I can show it I can show it on my phone here. Go ahead though, you keep going.
Okay. So there's of course a lot to share here, and I also don't know how old Jansen is, which matters insofar as what phase of her line 6 life she's in. If she's on the roof or if she's off the roof. If she's older than 4950 or younger. So suffice to say, I guess I'll just you know what, I just want to say one thing. I'm also a 4-6, and I'm part of being the 4 is having a one-track mind. And when I do readings, when I do sessions with people, I tend to really sit with their chart. And in preparation for today, I was putting all the charts together. So there's just a lot that I'm parsing. So if it takes me a minute, it's sort of like I'm walking through the woods and there's these different tents set up, different campsites, and I'm trying to hone in on the signal for this particular one. And
You want me to say a few things and then you can jump in?
no, I mean I have something to say. If you want to offer something, you can. I'm just
Sure. Let me just offer a quick thing and then you jump in. So we know that uh, Jansen is emotional, and we know that there's also a lot of individuality here and no tribal circuitry. So already we're going to be dealing with somebody who is incredibly unique and also holding one of the most powerful psychic channels right off of the sacral. So the sacral is infused with this instantaneous psychic knowing, but it's also dealing with this deep, deep emotional depth. So the emotional is really slow and needs to be slow, but sometimes the psychic awareness is instantaneous, which is also going to be blocked by the pressure of doubt because of the undefined head. So there's a lot of dynamics here. This is the first thing I saw, but let me hand it off to you.
I also see there can be boredom, a really need to shift things up, and sort of a been there, done that, uh, possibly that you're aware of as an aspect of your personality. It's a totally conscious channel. So you could struggle with boredom or the need for variety, we'll say, of experiences. I think the emotional part is going to be very important for you to wrangle. If you only have a little bit of human design experimentation, I would say that the emotional system is the thing that to get right first, to find balance in first. One, it's your authority. So it's going to be responsible for your big consequential life decisions because of what Raquel shared with you having this highly intuitive, split second intuitive hit. There's going to be a great pressure to be spontaneous. It is connected also your intuition to the root. So there is going to be pressure for you to make decisions quickly, to jump into things. That also works with that channel I said before, that 4629, because there might be a greater likelihood that you're going to be saying yes to new things. You're wired to say yes to new things. One, you get bored easily and you like variety, and then something shows up to quote unquote rescue you from that um, whatever you're in that you would like some change in, and you might be more apt to say yes right away. And then, depending on, of course, where you are in your emotional wave. So, just to start out, since we're just talking, you're the first person we looked at, you have a decision making process that is slow, and spontaneity is not your ally. Now, your intuition is for others largely, unless it's about, jumping out of the way of danger or there's a snake there, don't step there kind of thing. Of course, pay attention to that. But for the most part, your intuition is in service of others, not to lead and guide your own life. You're here to wait, to respond to what life brings you. And that does not necessarily mean whatever life brings you is correct for you. It's you first wait. So something shows up. It's too bad I don't have the ability to show you your chart because I could circle different areas. But so let's say you have a great idea occurs to you, which I'm sure you have great ideas all the time, possibly to the point where it's distracting. You're not here to just run with your ideas. You would then wait and you would see what shows up in your environment in the form of synchronicities, which are your jam. And that synchronicity could be a stranger's conversation in a grocery store that you're not even involved in. It could be somebody asks you. It could be something you're directly responding to. It could be a song on the radio. It could be a passage in a book you just opened that happens to be discussing the exact place that you were thinking of moving to. So the first thing is thought in your head. Next thing is wait. See what comes. If it doesn't come, then it's not for you. If it comes, that still doesn't mean it's for you. It might be on the menu, but then you feel into it. And that's how you know if something's correct for you. When you feel into it, how does it feel? Now, it's not how it feels in the moment, because there's no truth for you in the now. The only thing that's true right now is this is how you feel right now. And whatever you're responding to in the moment is you're responding is corresponded to where you are in your emotional wave, which goes from hope to pain and back again, and all the various places. It's a very complex situation. It's not like happy, sad, mad, glad, pissed off, depressed, in despair. It can be a complex stew of emotions. It could be a little bit of melancholy with a little bit of nostalgia, with a little bit of hope, with a little it's like this really deep stew. And
Okay, so Davidian, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I
yeah,
do want to make sure that we get through as many people as we
right.
can
Well, what I'm saying applies to everyone who has
who
an
has
emotional.
emotional.
So it's
Perfect.
really uh, meeting everybody who's emotional.
Which
So
is 50% of the population, which is so a lot of
right.
you
So
here.
right. So
Actually, let us
you should
know
have
in
a
the
good
chat if
ROI.
you have emotional. If you have emotional in our authority, let us know in the chat.
So you have this like developing Polaroid picture type of decision making process where you wait for more pixels of information to show up to sort of fill in the blanks. And you're collecting these different nuggets, these different pixels of what you're looking at from different places in your emotional wave. So you're only able to see those things that resonate to that particular emotional coordinate. As you collect all these things, you're not going for certainty, you're going for clarity. So what that means is you're not going for 100% to feel good about something or 100% to say no. What you're going for is really around 70 to 75%. It will start to lock. And that is enough for you to say yes or no. And if you get a maybe, it should always be no for now. So understand that there's a lot in you that is pushing you to make a quick decision. Boredom, intuition, the existential part of life and having an experience, it's all pushing you to make a fast decision. And if you want your life to change, to become less frustrating and more satisfying, you'll want to play hard to get. You'll want to wait and allow yourself to go through that process and honor that process. How's that?
Beautiful. So everybody who is emotional, inner authority, let us know in the chat. Just in case we don't get to everyone, we do want to make sure that we know who we can actually direct the wisdom to through each of the readings. Next, we're going to do, I think I saw, okay, so I'm going to try and go with the people that I saw jump on first. And we're going to get through as many as we can. The next one I wanted to do, I thought I saw Marion. Are you still here, Marion? So the other thing is, let me just give you guys a couple of, for those of you who just jumped on, we are doing a raffle at the end of this. Can you pop Marion's chart on? I want to make sure, Marion, please let us know if you're still here, because you do have to be live in order for us. That was part of the, we want to make sure you guys are here. And I'm not now seeing the chats. Can someone please type in the chat? That's great. Now we're not seeing the chat. Okay, so I do want to let you guys know that we are going to do a raffle. The raffle is for anyone who shares or tags someone that you think would benefit from learning about human design. Can you keep that up there for just one more second?
You're gonna
all you need to do is type share in the comments. We're giving away one ticket to our 30-day challenge, which is called Wisdom Goes Viral. The 30-day challenge is starting in May, and we're going to give away one ticket to the general admission. We also do have an offer for you guys today that I do want to just put out here. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. I just want to make sure that you guys know what the offer is. So if you're like, I want a full 1 hour reading, the Wisdom Goes Viral is a 30-day challenge. And we're going to go through the human design piece and the deeper spiritual wisdom that's underneath it, that's found in the Kabbalah. And we're going to teach everyone how to cultivate their own wisdom and how to speak their genius for their careers, for their businesses. And the 30-day challenge is going to be an incredible spiritual journey, as well as very, very practical. We have one small offer that if anyone decides they want to get the VIP ticket today, that is coming with a free human design full reading with your human design chart printout that we're going to email you. And it's going to be either with me or Davidian, a full session with the VIP, which is a bonus because it doesn't come with a VIP one-on-one session. So that's the offer we're making for everybody here today. I'm not going to go much into that, but I do want to let you guys know what we're doing so that you can be aware. So this is Marion's chart. I want to make sure you're here. Are you here? Oh my goodness. I don't see. Thank you, Kim, for sharing. Thank you, Monica, for sharing. I think we're going to have to do I don't see Marion here. So I think I'm going to do CCHt, because I know we have her chart and she jumped in really quickly and I see that she's here live. So please let us know also if you shared and if you're here live, so we can make sure that we. Oh wait, Marion is here. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, Marion. Okay, so let's do Jesse next. Let's start with Marion and do Jesse next. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
I
Davidian.
have, I have Jesse's now, but
All right, let's do Jesse, then Marion. If you have it, let's do it. Marion, hold tight. Okay, we're gonna get to you guys. We're gonna get through as many as we can. So, Boo, let me just start, and then I'll hand it off to you.
okay,
Okay.
should I pause the share then? This
No,
one?
no, this
Leave
is
it?
good, Jessica. So, Jesse, is this? So let us know, how long you've been studying human design. Okay, so this is for. There's a couple of things on this chart. Is we have a single definition, we have a 5-1, we have a manifesting generator with a sacral inner authority. And we have a completely open head and completely open emotional center. So this is completely opposite from the chart that we just had as far as the slow waiting period that Davidian so beautifully articulated. And I think it's so beautiful that we're now shifting to a sacral MG, because it's so important to see these next to each other. I think this is one of the most important understandings in human design that would change the world if people could just get this. 50% of the population is emotional and takes time and is generating emotions, and the other 50% is absorbing, amplifying, distorting that emotional energy from other people. And so in this particular chart, there is this power of the sacral being the, not just your authority, but you have this gate 34. So you have this incredible power, powering both your identity, your spleen, and your throat. And it's single definition. So there's all of the power from your sacral moving to your throat, moving to who you are, moving to your uniqueness, and moving to the values that you're here to share with the tribe. You're a 5027, which is to pass down this traditional value system based on your uniqueness. Because of that 3420, you really have an important role for the future to stand in your uniqueness, to really voice and live within the power of who you are uniquely, and then pass that down through the tribe based on your value system that only serves, not that serves your uniqueness, but that you've uniquely through your life discovered to have an impact. So 5-1 is also really important here because you're a deep, deep investigator. And I'm going to turn it over to Davidian because I know it's hard to kind of stop in the middle, but I do want to make sure that he has a chance to share as well. So anybody who's sacral that has that 3420 or has that gate 34, that will also affect you. So let us know in the chats. And thank you, by the way, for sharing, everybody who shared. Glad you made it. Go ahead, Davidian. This is Jessica Cheek.
So did we find out how long Jessica's been experimenting with this information?
I don't see her answer on that.
Is she here?
She's here.
Can she respond?
Can you let us know?
Is this new? Is it something you've been knowing for a while? Are you implementing it? Is it something you're now interested in pursuing more? Just be good to have an understanding of where you're at so I can.
I'm not seeing her response, but guess what? We can see both of us on the video. So this is pretty exciting.
Really? Not
Okay,
according to
so
my.
wait, I do see it. She says, Um, go ahead, Davidian.
What did she say?
She said, the chats are like popping in and out. So just go on. Just go ahead. Oh, she's newish. She's
Newish.
newest.
Okay.
I tend to learn
So,
too much at once.
okay.
Hi, Nikki. Nikki has a 34. All right, go ahead, Davidian.
Okay. So I'd like to just underline what Raquel said with regard to the being you're here to be. And discuss what's running interference. What's running interference is the fact that people don't see you clearly. Okay. You live in a projection field where people think they know you. And so they will project who Jesse is. And when you don't live up to their expectations, you're the one who burns at the stake. When you don't meet that projection, what makes that a little bit more challenging is the fact that you do have a totally open solar plexus. So standing in your power and feeling that discomfort from their disappointment and not always having a strong sense of self-worth and wanting to prove yourself, and this area of having to discern who is correct to care about, to care for, may mean that people come to you, but they don't see you. And you show up and you don't feel that reciprocated. Nor do you want to, perhaps there are times where, you're backed into a wall and maybe then you say something or stand up for yourself or um, have that sort of moment of standing in your power. But that won't always bring you what you want. Here's what I would suggest. I don't know what you do for a living, but what I would recommend is uh, professionally, it'd be a great idea for you to say, for you to put everything in writing. This is what I'll do. Okay, so let's just say, for the sake of argument, you're a coach. Here's what I'm going to do for the money. Okay. I can do this too, but this is an a la carte charge. This is something extra. This is not included in this. This is extra. And this is something I don't do at all. Okay. Maybe I can point you out to somebody who can do that, but I don't. And you really want to, even when you think that it's unnecessary because you're having a conversation and wow, you really seem like you see eye to eye in that moment, inevitably there'll be some misunderstanding like that, oh no, that was included, or you didn't meet their projection of what was included. So it's a very good idea for you to put everything in writing, even when you don't think it's necessary. It would be helpful if you have a call with someone who's a new prospective client for you to just have a summary email. Wow, it was great to speak with you today. I just wanted to summarize real quickly of what we discussed. And here's the program or the entry point that I suggest that we do to work together. It includes this. If you're interested in this, I'm happy to do it, but it's a little bit extra. And this, just to specify, I don't do. Then you have a paper trail. Then you have something. If something comes up, it doesn't have to turn into an argument. It doesn't have to become uncomfortable, which it inevitably will if you don't do this. if you put it in writing, you can easily refer back. Oh, no, no, no. Remember, I sent that email on such and such date, and they'll go, huh, okay. And your reputation stays intact. It's a very good idea for whatever you do, even if you're not an entrepreneur and you work in a company and it's your boss or you're heading up a project or wherever someone is expecting something of you in whatever it is, have a CYA cover your ass kind of email that protects you even when you don't think it's necessary. Take the extra step and do that. How's that?
That's amazing. I love that. It also, just corresponds with that hanging gate. She has also the hanging gate 40 off of her undefined uh ego. And so that's a really important clarification along with the line 5. So that's very, very beautifully stated
And that's
and
her
really,
Mercury,
really
by the way.
important.
That
Huh?
40. And that 40 is her Mercury, by the way. So it's like really
The communication.
right.
So yeah, that shows you the fractal nature of the chart where there's themes, there's things that repeat, and there's certain particular potential Achilles heels where you can trip over yourself, and the not self themes where you have hanging gates. And so that is one for her. So Jesse, how did that resonate with you? So we're gonna go to uh Marion Margaret. And again, we're gonna try and get through as many as we can here. So those of you who just jumped on, please let us know if you're here. We're gonna do Marion next, and then let us know who else is here live so we can pull yours to be ready. If you share, you're going into a drawing. We're going to do a raffle at the end of this. So if you just jumped on and you haven't had a chance to please share. Is that very on the nose for you, Jesse? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And make sure that if we're pulling up your charts, also, if you guys have specific areas you're working in, usually it's either going to be career, finances, it'll be health, it'll be relationship. It'll be an area that you want to focus in on. Sometimes it helps. Corian is here. Okay, welcome, welcome. Thank you for letting us know. And we're going to try, like I said, to get through as many as we can. So let us know if you're still here watching. And let's see, we're going to do Marion next. And then, do you have Heidi Reagan in the on deck? Heidi Reagan. Heidi, are
Not
you
on
still here?
deck, but yeah, she's in there. I can
Okay,
find
let's see.
her.
Lisa's here. Okay. Karina's here. Pierre, Megan, Marie. Okay, great. Marianne, I've been studying for about 4 years now, but still have a lot to learn, not an expert. Okay, Marianne. Awesome. Okay, let's do Heidi. Awesome. Heidi's here. Okay. So, Marianne, I'll start and then we'll hand it off to Davidian. So, here we have an emotional projector. And what's interesting about this projector is that it's split. So we almost have a self projector and emotional projector, both. Someone who's trying to uniquely understand who they are, and then also have the depth of the emotional experience. This is kind of complicated. And we also have a lot of openness here. We only have we have 4 defined centers, but we have completely open ajna and completely open spleen. So for those of you who don't know what open is, it doesn't have any hanging gates off of the center. And that usually impacts us more powerfully than something that's just open with a hanging gate, because has nothing to filter through. And where you're open is where you meet the world, where the world is drawn to you. That's the first place where our families, our parents, our teachers tell us how to be and what to be. So she probably acted as a generator before she understood that she was a projector. And learning to be a projector really does take time and dedication to wait for recognition. She has the 1-8, which is really this channel that needs to contribute uniquely and individually to the world. And that contribution is something that may keep you up at night. You may have this driving need to share about who you are and to contribute something uniquely to the world. Now, the problem with that is that she can't do anything quickly because she is emotional. So everything Davidian said about the emotional inner authority, and thank you for having that as our base, because that's so important to understand, will apply here, except for the fact that you then have to wait for that pure, beautiful recognition from the world, which is they want to hear about your unique way of saying things. They are inviting you in, and that's unique to our projectors. So, projectors, raise your hand. I want to know who we have as projectors here. Like even last night, LOL. I love it, Marion. Thank you so much for sharing with us as we go, because it really helps as we go to understand what you're dealing with. So she has two very distinct places battling for attention here, the emotions and then her contribution. And that's really the battle is within herself. And so she needs to understand the recognition through that internal battle and dealing with that the emotional contribution is something that will constantly be part of her journey. And she's a 3-5, so there's going to be a lot of trial and error with this, a lot of walking through the fire and hopefully not turning into the victim or the martyr, but instead the raising of the phoenix, rising up from the ashes, through all of the things that you've tried and learned and experimented with to get yourself to the clarity of the beacon of the projector to share that light and contribute in a way that is unique to you. So I'll do a pause here and let Davidian jump in. Lots of projectors. Monica, Lucille. Hi, guys. Oh, I love all these projectors. Arlene, Pierre, Pira. I'm not pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's showing up for me are a couple of areas. One is where others can disappoint you. And I'm talking about your defined ego here. You are somebody who can make a commitment and stick to it, but you're going to attract a lot of people who can't. And they're going to be letdowns, so to speak, because only 30% of the population has this center defined. So it's quite rare relatively. And what you'll attract are people who volunteer to help you, for instance, help you move, and then last minute will call and cancel and come up with some excuse. Or maybe you have friends like that. Regularly they say yes to something, and then when it comes time to do the thing, they're either sick, they're not feeling well, or something happens. So it's good to have an understanding of another's capacity to make a commitment so that you don't feel that disappointment when they act like themselves. So somebody with an undefined ego, such as myself, in my less conscious past, in an effort to feel good about myself, in an effort to feel like, hey, I'm someone who can make a commitment, because in the moment I volunteer, it feels really good. Yeah, I'll help you. But I'm not actually going to be the one helping you in that moment. It's going to be future Davidian, and future Davidian cannot be trusted because he's operating with a whole different set of priorities and feelings and whatnot. And that Davidian is like really quite irritated with now Davidian, who signed his name on some dotted line that he had nothing to do with. And so now I have to pay the piper for past Davidian's commitments. That's how the undefined ego works. Feels great in the moment to say you're going to do it. New Year's resolutions, new diets, exercise plans that you're going to stick to. All of that stuff is just a fool's errand. Um, and so I'll get into more of that when it comes to somebody with an undefined ego. But for you to know that these are the people around you who are saying yes, I would say you do get a little bit of a superpower when you meet these people in person. If it's like a contractor you're going to hire, it's better for you to meet the person you're going to be dealing with in person. You get extrasensory abilities in the regard, can they make a commitment? You know, is this someone I can that will be able to follow through? That you don't get when you're remote. So that's going to be important. And when someone breaks their word to you, that's probably like one of the worst things they can do because of the value you place on your ability to make a commitment that others frankly can't live up to, the 70%. So yes, you are going to have to deal with that. And what happens because of your three make and break bonds? You probably have a lot of ex besties that did something that was like, I've had enough. Diane, we've had enough. You've canceled on me for the last time, or whatever it is. That will create that. The other thing I want to say, just really quickly, is about your this connection here with your very sensitive, very sensitive nature. That I just want to tell you, not everybody has. So not everyone is intentionally being insensitive when they disagree with something that you've shared, or they don't receive it in the way that you would like them to receive it. Because what you're communicating, whatever it is, often has a little bit of you in there. So when someone disagrees with something that what you're talking about, when they disagree, it's like they're saying, "Yeah, I don't agree with all of that. I don't agree with you and your whole being and what you're all about. And I just, no, no thanks." And that's not what they're saying, but that's how it might feel, that they're rejecting you and not just the topic because you're invested in what you're talking about. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention if you weren't already. How does that
So
land?
she said a couple of things. She said, story of my life. I think when she was talking about people not committing, when that comment came, and then she said that's a great way to understand it. She says it's clear now. Thank you. Wow, I'm chuckling over here. So true. So I think you're nailing it. And I just want to ask you guys, did you guys love the way Davidian said that? Because I did. I love the way you just voiced that. It like really hit something in a new way. So those of you who have defined ego or undefined ego, let us know in the chat. Did that hit you in a unique way? He's referring to specific things in her chart, but again, everybody here is either going to have a defined or an undefined ego. So everybody here is going to get something, a piece to take with them, even if we don't get through everybody's charts, which we are going to try and do. And next we have Heidi. And then let's see, I'm trying to go in order of the names that originally popped into the event, although I know a lot of people, it took a while for them to find it here. But so let's see. Heidi Reagan. And then I see Megan Marie will do next. Heidi Reagan, Megan Marie. Are you guys still both here? And
Um,
then thank you both. Thank you, Marianne. It did hit really true. I'm so excited. I'm so glad it did. So for those of you just jumping on, we are going to do a raffle. So stay to the end. We're going to do a raffle at the end for an entry ticket to our 30-day challenge. The 30-day challenge is going to ignite the spiritual journey through your human design chart, help you to tap into your medicine, your unique wisdom, learn how to speak your truth, and it's going to be an incredible step-by-step journey. We're going to do live events. We're going to do wisdom bombs. We're going to do inspirations, the 30 days. We're going to go through charts. We're going to go through the Kabbalah wisdom. So all you need to do is type share in the chat to let us know if you have shared, and then we're going to choose one person. We also have a unique offer for the group that's here today. If you choose to do a VIP ticket to the 30-day challenge, we're going to do a free 1-hour reading. So we're going to go deep into your chart. For what you're getting, it's completely incredible deal. 4 live classes, one-on-one. You get access to Manifestation by Design. I put the link in the chat if you want to check it out. So it's a really incredible offer. If anybody wants more one-on-one attention through the 30-day challenge, that's how you would get it. So let's go into Heidi Reagan's chart. So Heidi, let us know. Hold on a second. Yes. Okay, no worries. A couple people asked. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. A couple people asked for the link again, and I believe I put it in the pinned post. So, Heidi, this is a lot of definition. So, you might be somebody that's hard to manipulate. You know who you are, you have a strength in who you are. You are emotional, and you also are a 3-5. And we're seeing again a lot of this individuality here with the 10 up to the 20, and we have the channel of correction and the 59-6 uh that's powering the emotional center, which is this intense energy for knowing who to be intimate with and making sure you emotionally feel that wave before becoming really open to the intimacy with a person in front of you. That 10 up to the 20 is a unique verbal gunslinger, and it can have a really powerful impact on people because of that definition to the throat. It's a little different because we're not seeing it powered by a motor, so it's not a manifesting generator, but there is this unique expression to the throat. And sometimes when it's sitting like that alone without a motor to it, it has a vibe of a projector in that it's a projected channel. So sometimes when you do have that wisdom to share with people, it might take a little bit of waiting to make sure you have that right movement in before you share this incredible, unique way of speaking. And the verbal gunslinger is either somebody who can uplift at the very, very highest, providing words of encouragement and wisdom, or it can also cut people at the knees. It can be very sharp, like hitting below the belt. If there's an emotional reaction, if the emotions haven't been totally felt all the way through to the depth and it cycled through before the expression comes, right? And because there is a split there, this might be kind of frustrating for you. It's a triple split. So it really might depend on who's in the environment, who you're around, how you are able to communicate. And the emotions don't actually make it to the throat. So there might be a challenge in emotionally expressing yourself and letting those emotions really be shared in a way that feels right for you. So that to me feels like a lot of the trial and error here, and being able to step into the heresy, right? Because the heresy here in this line 5 is to speak that unique way of seeing the world that might trigger people. So it's really about, how are you going to stand in that heresy, and how are you going to allow all of the unique dimensions of yourself be expressed when you're in with the right people, moving in and out of the right people. Because when you're a triple split, sometimes it's hard to really partner with just one person, and it's hard to be in the same environment ongoing. You need to have like a flow of people coming in and out. So this is a unique chart. Triple splits, we don't see that often. So Davidian, let me hand it off to you. Hold on a
I
second.
have a quick
Heidi Reagan
question.
saying, yikes. Yikes. I
Sorry.
often feel I'm not heard, but the gunslinger really resonates. Yeah, because of that projector channel to the throat. So sometimes just a little bit of waiting for the invitation before you speak and writing out the emotions might make you feel more heard. Go ahead, Davidian.
Yeah, this is like such a weird question, but and this actually, it might be embarrassing to answer, so I don't know if this is a thing. I'm just curious. I could be wrong here. This is not something I feel confident about, but are you someone, this is radical honesty time. Are you somebody who gets into fights at parties, like with your
Good, go for it.
partners, like sometimes, like in public, like where you might get into a public argument? Does that happen?
We're waiting
Okay.
for her response.
Um,
So the chats are having like a little bit of a delay, I think. So just keep going and we'll hear
oh,
from
I
her.
will. Okay.
Okay.
So, a couple of things that I would offer, I are about your 1858
She
channel.
says no. She
Okay,
says
good.
no.
Okay, good. Um, what I would offer is with the 1858, this is a channel of insatiability. What that means is that you notice what doesn't work. You can see it. You can't help but notice what's out of place. Did you want to say something, Raquel?
No. She said that she's
No other
not a
public fights.
public display person for fights.
Okay. Or arguments, that's really not like fist
She's
fights or
like,
anything like this. Um, and the reason I ask that, because this isn't exactly the configuration where I'd feel more confident saying that, but oftentimes when your feelings don't reach your throat and you're triple split, it takes uh, a public place with all these different auras to bridge those splits that would take your emotions to your throat. And so that's why those people, you have public displays of arguments, because now the feelings are out and they reach the throat. Your configuration didn't really lend itself ideally to that configuration, but it could. So that's why I less confidently suggested, is this possible? Um, Next, so we're talking about your natural, uncanny, inconvenient superpower to notice what doesn't work, and the pressure to share that, what you notice not working or where things could be improved. Uh, Oftentimes, well, rewind. I don't know what you do for a living, but this thing, this power is needs to be used. Okay. It should be part of what you do for a living because then it's invited and you're then here and invited to share what doesn't work because you can see the weak link on the chain. You can see what's out of place. You can see, annoyingly so. Okay. Annoyingly so when you communicate that to other people when it's not invited. Powerfully so when it's invited because it's necessary. You see it, you can't help but see it. The the practice is not to share it when, particularly with your closest friends and family, because well, it'll push people away, and you'll get an uncomfortable reaction. And being a 3-5, you could burn bridges. Okay, being a three in that exchange. Also, when you don't have someone to tear a new, you know what, you'll tend to turn those on yourself, okay, and really be brutal to yourself and cannibalize yourself when you don't feel good about yourself or your self-worth or what you could have said better or I can't believe I did that and all the things that you notice externally, those powers turn inward and you can just tear yourself up. Also, I would say if you have any trouble sleeping, if you have insomnia or not, it's a really good idea to exercise more vigorously and really work on depleting that sacral. Um, that's important. Um, how does that land before I proceed?
She said that it definitely, she said it lands. Where was the chat? She said, I'm cracking up right now. It's so accurate. I am so excited, Heidi. And Megan says, I have the 1858 only channel to LOL. So yes, so you guys are seeing that if you have these, aspects of the chart, you can resonate with some of it.
And
So who did
I
we
just
say
want
we
to
were going
offer for anybody who has this channel,
to?
figure out a way to make it part of what you do for a living because it's so powerful, it's so sharp, and it's so helpful. And if it's not part of your job, it will be a burden. It will be a burden that costs you relationships, including your relationship with yourself. It's pressurized. It's not something that you can just keep pushing down and oppressing. It needs to be expressed in a smart way, invited, because it'll come out in a dumb way if you don't. So either figure out how to use those powers for good or they're going to be used for evil and stupid evil. Evil that is turned inward and it's just like a fire starter. Okay. It's just you let it out of the cage and you just burn bridges, particularly if you're a three. So give it a voice. Give it something to do that's in service of the other who's inviting it, who wants the correction, who wants to know what they can do better to fix whatever it is. It could be anything. It could be a plumber, and diagnosing what's wrong so you can fix it. Figure it out. It's going to be the best thing you did. It's going to change your life completely to have an outlet for that that's healthy. Um, I think that's enough of that. Um,
He says this has been so helpful. Geez, so many years misunderstanding that piece. Isn't it amazing? Like this is the little things that human design can do for us is these pieces for years and years and years of misunderstanding our uniqueness and our truth. And it just unravels it in such a unique way. And a couple of you were asking about this new piece that we're integrating, the Kabbalah, and I just want to share a little bit of why you would go deeper in to that piece. What we are noticing is human design sets up the uniqueness, and then the spiritual essence is for these lifelong patterns or karma that don't seem to be shaking even when you know your design. This would be if you are trying to change a career and everything you do doesn't seem to work, or you've had a financial loss or hit a financial ceiling, everything you do is still keeping you stuck, or you haven't been able to heal from a loss. Or the same thing with a breakup or a divorce, things that are really deep and painful that you can't quite shake. You know your design, but you still can't quite heal it. Yes.
I just want to add to that real
Yeah.
quickly. When you follow your strategy and authority, when you are living earnestly following your design, that does not make life all bunny rabbits and carnivals. And it's important to understand that. What happens is that you are now aligned. So you are going to have the correct experiences, the correct lessons, the correct pain, to the correct things for you to fix in yourself insofar as what is the wound that keeps appearing in different clothing, in different relationships, in different circumstances, and not see that fulfillment, which is what you get your signature theme from Human Design. Fulfillment doesn't mean 24-hour satisfaction, 24-hour success, 24 hours of peace, 24 hours, 24/7 of peace, or this awe at the beauty and majesty of life. It means that's your theme and that's what you're living mostly. Okay. But when you bump up against something that you chose, okay, so human design is a mental system. It's a damn good one that helps you navigate the mental plane, which really is mostly of what we're experiencing here. Okay. But it's not, it's what we're experiencing here. Okay. And then there's a narrative that continues beyond here. And that's where the Kabbalah comes in because you chose the conditions. Okay. And there's a lot of aspects that feed like passenger consciousness, which is you chose a, an ambitious uh, list of bucket list, a soul bucket list of what you want to accomplish in this life. And of course, you chose this when you weren't in the meat and you were just in love and everything might be just swimmingly amazing. And then you get into the meat and you get into the feelings and the chemistry and all the stuff. And you might have been too ambitious. And people who commit suicide often they chose a very ambitious set of things that they were going to have to face. Now, when they go back, they'll just come back again and make it through it, hopefully. And all we want to do is graduate this life with honors so we don't have to repeat the grade. We want, though, to make sure that we're not messing around with lessons we didn't subscribe to, experiences that weren't correct, which are distractions and is unnecessary pain and not part of what we're here to really move through.
Yeah, and one of the things
Yeah.
that's so powerful, thank you for that. One of the things that's so powerful about the precision of human design is that you can see how accurate it is, and it shows you exactly what your unique blueprint is, your DNA code. We like to say it reads your DNA code. And what the Kabbalah does is it reads your soul code, and it's such an accurate map. It is so uncanny how you can learn the unseen world. in with such precision. And of course, we're not saying that we're masters at this at all. We're saying is that we're going to correct some of the pieces we've seen in human design and in our own spiritual teachings that kind of fills in from learning this spiritual map. It's a spiritual blueprint. So some of
Yeah.
you were asking when the challenge starts. It starts on May 3rd. It's a Sunday. So we're going to start on a Sunday, May 3rd at 3:33, but everything is going to be recorded. There's a Telegram group. So you're going to get daily wisdom drops. You're going to get meditations. You're going to get inspirations. We're going to go through human design charts, and we're going to go through this spiritual aspect. And it's going to be a profound spiritual shift. I'm going to say I guarantee it, but of course I can't guarantee it, but
I
it is going to
guarantee.
be beautiful and just like power packed with miracles. We just got the workbook, and it's so beautiful and profound. So if you want to be in the drawing for the challenge, please make sure you share the video. We're going to do one more chart, but remember, we're also doing this next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, we're going to do the same thing. If we didn't get to your chart, just keep it up in the group. We will get to it next week. And then if you want to buy the VIP, we're going to do a full like weekly calls plus one-on-one session with you, so you can kind of make an investment for a one-on-one much longer. We'll do a full hour and plus on your chart, so you will get the VIP treatment, plus you'll get the manifestation by design if you want to have that level. We'll do that. Who did we say we were going to do next?
You
This
didn't.
sounds exciting.
I don't think you did.
We're so freaking excited because this is material nobody is teaching, really. I mean, sure, some people are, but merging this spiritual map essence with human design, it's like overcoming, lifetime upon lifetime of places where you've been stuck in patterns. And this is what we're experiencing together. Davidian and I have now like been in this journey of healing like these deep, deep core wounds. Like it's mind-boggling how beautiful it is. Yeah.
I think it also helps answer why some people become disillusioned with human design, thinking, oh, it's not working because I'm still having moments of pain and I'm still experiencing things that aren't pleasant. And it it explains why. Because in a more soul level, that you are here to, even in relationship, your partner is going to mirror what lessons and what needs to be looked at, what in you is ready to be looked at, what in you is ready to be healed, looked at, transcended, and in some cases taught, because trauma and the tough stuff that we've made it through, it's not about staying stuck and looking at that in the frame of the person who went through that. And I don't like the word victim. I mean, you say the word victim, but I would like there to be a more compassionate word for the victim mindset, because the victim mindset, the way it sounds and thrown around, is more like poor you, weak ass, whatever. And that's not the frame. The frame is what you've endured and made it through becomes part of your resume of service. It is what allows you to authentically serve and help others in the same territory you made it through. It's about your resume, it's about your backstory. It's only for service. All that stuff that happened to you wasn't for you, it's for the other that you're going to help authentically, because people want authenticity, especially when we're moving into 2027, where it's just going to be on full display. Authenticity. Is this person someone who read this in a book, in a manual, or is this someone who's teaching from lived experience? And
This
that
is why
quality.
we chose this is why we chose the name Wisdom Goes Viral, because we're taking a stand for our little corner of the internet to transcend all the superficiality that we see online, all of the fake news. As much as we love AI, we love it. There's also the need for, transcending all of the most perfected reels and editing and marketing. We want to crack it open. We want our wisdom to speak, and we want to listen and hear wisdom from lived experience, because everyone's going to have access to all the information. So we want lived experience, and we want to help you tap into what your unique mission is here. And so we feel this is going, wisdom goes viral means, for us, it's like the 20 of us here, this is our viral moment to really just, but speak in our own authenticity and our integrity and our truth. And so a lot of you are saying this sounds awesome and exciting. And so we are giving away one ticket today. So please make sure that you type in share if you shared. And we were going to do Megan next. So can you, this is going to be our last one, but don't worry, you guys. We're going to do it next week as well. So keep your charts here. Let's go to Megan Marie. And you still have time to enter in the raffle by sharing the video or tagging someone and then typing share in the chat. I love this. Thank you, Jansen. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you guys are here. I love you guys so much. I'm so, so grateful for each of you for being here live. This is what makes it this collaborative energy with people here sharing, commenting. Oh, good. This is awesome. This is a splenic projector. Woohoo! Yay, we got one splenic projector. That's me too.
Is this
awesome.
the LOL that this is her only channel? Is this the, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Right.
This is
So,
the LOL. This is our only channel.
Do you mind if I start it out?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so clearly what I said, you can underline 3 times, bold it. This is your superpower. This is what you are here to be known for. This pushed this out onto center stage. This is what is going to bring you success. So that means that you have to very quickly read the writing on the wall. Do people care about what I have to say? Do people want what I have? Am I being recognized for my ability to like laser in and see and be able to make these corrections and find positions, invitations will have to do with this, your ability to notice what's wrong. And again, it's very inconvenient if you're not employing this for your life and being paid to do this, then the pressure is going to become a burden, and it's going to create circumstances in your life that are bitterness inducing and another 3-5, so another list of ex besties, and also in the projection field, so people don't really know you. Some people get really close, but you've got this changing nature of you, okay? You is not a fixed point in space. It is for a time, but then it changes. And what you may maintain is a persona, but meanwhile, behind that persona, there's an identity that is mutating, changing. What you want to do, for instance, could change. So I'm not suggesting you find one thing to do that uses this channel. I'm telling you, whatever that changes to, whether it's candle making to baking to whatever, we're trying to figure out why is this route not the best route to take to get from A to B. Whatever it is, whatever you do in whatever iteration needs to employ that. That has to be involved with everything. And understand that even before strategy and authority, how long has Megan been at this?
Megan, how long have you been at this? I'm not being paid, but it's just who I am, something I've accepted.
We'll get paid.
What did
Find
I say?
find how to get paid to employ that. Find out. Research. Like figure out what that means. As a projector in general, going to want to master a system because you don't have the capacity to be a 9 to 5er. You're going to burn out. You can't trust your energy level. You have like a daily stipend of energy, and you become a great tactician with time because you realize, oh, I have this much energy. I need to get all this done, and you'll be able to. But look, like I'm surfing around here, so I want to give Raquel some stuff to talk about too, and she's a projector, and I'll give her that energy stuff, but and the mastering the system if she wants to attack that. But what I want to say is you're a splenic projector, so you're very fast, and you're not here to make an emotional decision. You're not here to overthink your decisions. Your body is going to probably already be in the process of doing something, either moving your body away or moving you towards something, writing the email, doing the thing before, like, oh, I better not do that. I better overthink it. No, that's what gets in your way. You, the correct way is you are psychic for yourself, and that is something that is very highly tuned. What is healthy for me? Highly tuned. Do not let your emotions talk you out of it. Don't let your logic or need for logic talk you out of it. But here's the thing, before all of that, you need to get super effing pristine about what rooms you walk into. Okay, where you are is has the potential to really be a part of that supports your path when you honor what your spleen is telling you. Like you go in and you get, like, say you walk into a party, an engagement, a wedding, an office that you're considering taking the job, a vacation spot, a house you're thinking of, whatever it is, and you get that off feeling. It doesn't have to feel good, but if it feels off, if it feels neutral or good, great. If it feels off in any way, you must leave immediately. And it won't be easy. It'll be super effing awkward often, but you need to work with the universe. You have to do your part. It'll be your niece's wedding. It'll be the boss invited you for dinner and it's the restaurant you're about to walk into. All these scenarios that your mind will just be relentless in saying, what the fuck are you doing? You can't leave. Or this will happen. You got to like sideline all that stuff. You have to honor this is your process. This keeps you safe. Because if you don't, your sense of balance, your sense of direction, love, your sense of identity, your inner compass will be spun like a roulette wheel. And you are going to be in the company of people you were never supposed to meet. You are going to be exposed to opportunities you never should have had. You are going to be on the wrong place on the chessboard, and you are going to get what you stay for. Now, one last thing before I hand it off. I was talking before with Heidi about how this is an inconvenient superpower, okay? Because you're seeing things that are like the ugly, and there's a pressure to share it, and you know if you share it and it's not invited, you're going to piss someone off, you're going to burn a bridge, or you're going to have to manage that, right? And what I said was when you manage it, that means it's be able to be expressed elsewhere so the pressure doesn't build, because when you're paid to do it, you don't have that pressure. It's like off-gassed. Okay, inconvenient superpower. You have another one, and this one is really important for you to clock. You have the inconvenient superpower of being a chameleon, of adapting to your environment, of adapting to going from a crack house to a Taj Mahal. You can navigate that space. You'll manage, and you'll fit in. You'll like not you'll be okay. You can have, and this is helpful in some respects that you have a large variety of friends, from could be biker gangs to like professors. You're able to hang in all these different places. The problem is when you enter in a space that feels off, that you're not supposed to be in, you'll get that initial hit. This feels off. And then your mind will go, oh, we'll get used to it. And you will. Like a frog in slowly boiling water, you'll slowly have your inner compass augmented incorrectly, and you will be off path. Okay? Led to the wrong things that feel fine because you're adjusting to them and you didn't listen to that little intuition that you got immediately. You ignored it and then put yourself on this continuum of bad outcomes, whether it's disappointing or an injury or now you have a kid with someone you never were supposed to meet. Now, that's a different kind of thing. The kid needed to be born and whatnot, but let's just try to honor where we're supposed to be and work with the universe who's telling us. And it's uncomfortable. Okay. And it will just know it will always be uncomfortable. It'll always be the awkward thing. I have to leave. And the universe, this is your threshold guardian. We're talking the hero's journey now. The threshold guardian is, are you listening? Or is it too awkward for you to extract yourself from the situation and then you're going to get the consequences? You need to be radically you. And that means building that into your relationships. Instead of apologizing afterwards, start communicating to your friends and family and new people that, yeah, I'm quirky this way. If we go somewhere, you know, I might have to leave. It's not personal. It doesn't have to do with you. It's my own thing, and I don't want you to take it personally. They will fucking take it personally if you don't tell them in advance and they don't just think, oh, you know what? That's just a Megan thing to do. Don't trip. Okay? You
Let me read
need,
some of her comments
okay.
for so we can get a base. So she says, I have so many interests. I'm always learning something new. A few years, so she knows that she's done a few years, but only knows the basics. She says, I'm actually a behavioral counselor, but I lose clients because they don't like the truth. So I'll speak on that a little bit. And she said that happened, the roulette wheel that happened, and I'm on the upswing. I'm hoping recovery from the wheel. She said, way too much adapting. I can be anywhere. Yes. And thank you, Arlene, for sharing. Thank you. Honestly, you just validated me. So that is so awesome. You're so welcome, Megan. I'm going to share just a little piece. If there's any other splenic projectors still here, let me know. Or if you're listening to the replay, let me know as well. I'm going to do a little touch because I am a splenic projector and we haven't had a splenic inner authority yet. And I think it'll be really useful to talk about it. So if you are a splenic projector, raise your hand, or if you have a splenic inner authority, because you might also be listening to the replay and be a splenic manifester. So 1 year when I was doing my certification program, I interviewed every single splenic projector, and every single person had touched the spleen in a little bit of a different way. Some said it felt more like a click. Some people said it was like a gong. And some people said that it was like a fluttering. So Monica's a splenic projector. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we do have a couple other splenic projectors here, and we're just going to finish up just a minute, and I'm going to do the raffle. So hang tight, stay with us. So the spleen for me, and I can only speak for me, but my point is that everybody is going to feel it a little bit differently. But because I chose to discover what the spleen was as an inner authority, I stopped listening to all of the ways people told me to follow my heart or to listen to my emotions. react to the downloads I was getting. All of the ways that I was told to live were not correct for me. And once I really discovered what the spleen was, my life really began to dance in a whole new way. Now, for you as a projector, it is so important this correction field. You have to remember that the projector laser is very, very precise in its insight. And it can feel, like you said, you're a behavioral counselor and they don't like your level of insight because it's so precise and sharp with that correction. So you know exactly what people need. And so once you're able to really feel into that spleen and really notice how the recognition dance is happening. So once you have a recognition from someone and they're giving you the invitation, it's not something that means it's a lifetime invitation. It still needs that moment to be able to receive that deep layer of surgery. So you have to be really, really aware of how powerful and impactful your insight is. And if you're not aware of the power that you're yielding, then it's that expression like do not cast your pearls before swine. Your genius recognition doesn't get received at the level that it deserves. And so the spleen really helps to fine tune where the recognitions are correct. And for you, the recognition is in someone wanting you to tell them how to precisely correct their ability to find that deep instinctual joy that's ultimately the highest expression, is finding that joy of life. And once they can really be present for your level of insight, that's when the world begins to change and people really receive the genius that you're here to give. And it can be so impactful, so powerful. And that one little piece will change your life and change their life. And that's, again, another reason why I love human design projectors. We're not found in any other system. As much as I have so much spiritual wisdom in my belt, if you don't know you're a projector, you don't know how to wait for recognition, your genius gets lost. And we deserve our genius to be heard. And especially now as we're moving to 2027, moving into the new leadership, you deserve to let your genius be heard by the right people. So I'm going to leave it there. We do have other splenic. I am pretty blunt, Megan. So there you go. Some people love it. When it's the right person, they're going to love your bluntness. That's the thing. When it's the right person, they're going to be like, oh yeah, give it to me. Give it to me straight, you know? So Kim also is a splenic projector. Awesome. Awesome. So if you're watching to the replay, let us know. And I would like you guys to go ahead and put in the drum roll because I'm going to do the raffle for the 30-day challenge, but we do want to invite all of you to join in. We're going to give one free general admission ticket, but everyone is welcome to join us. We do start May 3rd. We want to have all of you there because it's going to be a collaborative, like visioning, like interactive, incredible momentum. So give us the drum roll, please. We do desire our genius to be heard. We do, and our time is coming. It is almost here. It is almost here. I want to, first of all, thank you so much for being here live. Again, keep your charts posted. We'll come back next week. Next, I want to thank you for sharing. It means the world to us that you shared, that you took the time to share with your audience and to share with the people that you love. And if you know anybody after the fact that you want to invite into the Facebook group, we would totally appreciate it. That's how we grow and how we can do these free events. So for the drum roll, what I did is I pulled and screenshotted as many people as I could that said they shared. Again, thank you so much for sharing. So I'm going to scroll through, and what I like to do is use my spleen to highlight one person for the general admission ticket. And the person that I am picking is Lucille LeBlanc for the 30-day challenge general admission. Give her a shout out. She is a winner. Thank you for sharing, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Keep your posts, your charts posted. If you find this on the replay, just go to our Facebook group, Spiritualized Human Design, post your chart, and we will do a whole nother round next week. We love you guys. Mwah.